What's up, dude? Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. A couple of videos ago we talked about the first spectator to ever die at a NHL game, and so that made me think a little bit about baseball because, I mean, there's a lot of really fast pitches, and when a foul ball gets hit, I mean, there's a good chance it goes up into the stands, and I just was kind of wondering, have any players or spectators died at these games? Turns out that has happened, so I am going to tell you about the first player to ever pass away during a game and the first spectator to also ever pass away. So let's just jump right into it. Raymond Johnson Chapman was born January 15, 1891 in Beaver Dam, Kentucky, but he was raised in Huron, Illinois. In 1912, he started playing in the major leagues with the Cleveland Naps. Now, their official name at the time was the Cleveland Napoleons, named after their team captain, Nap Lajoie. In 1918, Ray led the league in runs scored and walks. He was a fantastic bunter, and he is the 6th on the all-time list for sacrifice hits, which is pretty cool. He also holds the single-season record with 67 in 1917. As well, he led the Indians in stolen bases, a record that he held on to until 1980. So even for his time, I mean, he was a really great player. In 1920, Ray married Kathleen Daly. Her father was a prominent Cleveland businessman. I don't know what exactly that means, but he did something in business. There's not a lot of information on him because this is, over 100 years ago now. So, Ray was showing signs that he was planning on retiring to go into his wife's family's business as well as starting a family. Ray was struck in the head by a pitch thrown by Carl Mays on August 16, 1920. He was playing in a game against the Yankees at the Polo Grounds in New York City. At this time, it was common in baseball for pitchers to dirty balls with soil, licorice, and tobacco juice. They would try to scuff, sand, and cut the balls also, which gave them a misshapen earth-colored ball that traveled through the air erratically, tended to soften in later innings, and as it came over the plate, it was very difficult to see. I suppose having a little bit of extra grip on it makes it fly out of your hands better. Maybe makes it a little bit easier for the pitchers to handle, I guess. Eyewitnesses at the game said that Ray didn't even seem to react to the pitch, probably because he wasn't able to see it. Carl, the pitcher, thought that the ball was hit by the end of the bat because the sound of the ball hitting Ray's skull was so loud. Carl even fielded the ball and threw it to first, thinking that Ray had hit it. The home plate umpire, Tommy Connolly, noticed that Ray was bleeding from his left ear, and he screamed towards the stands that they needed a doctor right away. Several players from each team ran towards Ray. Carl just stood on the mound, probably in shock at what was happening. When Ray tried to walk, his knees buckled. As his team was helping him off the field, he mumbled, "I'm all right. Tell Mays," the pitcher, "not to worry. Ring, Katie's ring," before going unconscious. So sad. He was rushed to the hospital that wasn't far from the field, and sadly he passed away around 4:40 a.m. from brain damage. His wife, Kathleen, who was pregnant at the time, was called to the hospital around 10 a.m. and she fainted after hearing that Ray had died. Now, Katie was in Cleveland and the game was in New York City, like I said, so that's why it took her a little bit longer to actually get to the hospital. Because of Ray's death, baseball established a rule that requires umpires to replace the ball whenever it gets dirty, and it also made spitballs illegal. Also, that is very disgusting. Ray's death was also one of the reasons cited in the argument to make players wear batting helmets. However, it took over 30 years to make that a required rule. I can't believe it took that long. I mean, some of those balls go at 90 miles per hour. Could you imagine getting hit in the head with a baseball at going 90 miles per hour? I don't know. I thought that his story, again, like the one from the NHL game, I thought it was incredibly sad, but also at least some good things came of it. They made some safer rules to make the game, you know, more safe for everybody involved. So that's a good thing. It's not like someone just died in vain and they didn't do anything else about it. It is, however, still incredibly sad. I don't want to take away from that. The next story I'm going to tell you is about the very first spectator to pass away from a baseball game. On May 16th, 1970, a 14-year-old boy, Alan Fish, went to watch the San Francisco Giants play a game against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Alan, his brother, and 5 other boys were sitting in the second row right along the first baseline at the Dodger Stadium. Pretty good seats. The ball came out of nowhere very fast. David Schur, an assistant playground director who took the boys to the game, told the Los Angeles Times. Initially, Alan claimed that he felt fine after the ball hit him in the head. Someone from the Giants dugout sent an ice pack up to Alan, and then he was taken to the Dodgers first aid station. So at least both teams tried to do something to help him. They both offered something, you know, to make sure that he was okay. The doctor that checked him out gave Alan 2 aspirins, and then he returned to his seat. After the game, he became dizzy and felt disoriented. His parents ended up taking him to the hospital, where he unfortunately passed away 4 days later. After an autopsy was done, it was revealed that Alan had a hairline fracture in his skull, which caused an intracerebral hemorrhage. Alan's parents filed a lawsuit against the Dodgers, stating that they failed to provide a safe environment to watch a ball game. In the end, a jury ultimately ruled in favor of the Dodgers and the stadium physician who had taken a look at him before he went to the hospital later. This one, I really feel like the family should have maybe gotten something. I mean, he was 14 years old, just went to a baseball game to hang out, you know, and watch a game. I don't know. I feel like something more maybe could have been done in this instance, but, you know, that's just how a jury ruled, I guess. So that is it for today's video. I think my boy Louie wants me to take him outside. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below and let me know what you think about these two cases. Sorry, I'm laughing because my dog just really needs some attention right now, I think. Alright, I hope you guys have a great day and stay safe out there. Bye, guys. Louie, you want to be on my thumbnail?